Peace guys, welcome back to ZENSFXHUB, and before we get into this video, are you someone struggling with fundamentals or to be a swing trader? If so, please join my free Discord community where you'll be able to grow fundamentally and as a swing trader, okay? Some of the things you can expect to see is live market breakdowns from me every single Sunday where you get to engage with me on a call, ask me questions. I will go over pairs that you may trade that I personally don't. I will give you access to signals, right? So I'll let you know exactly when I get in and out of a trade and keep you updated, whether I move my stop loss into profit, whether I close early, and I will give you an explanation on why. I will also break down fundamentals in simple terms so that you're able to digest it and be able to understand how it's going to affect the markets. Okay, and some other things you'll have access to if you look over here to the left is podcasts that I watch, music that I listen to, certain supplements that I take, and you'll be able to directly ask me questions and be amongst the members chat and just talk amongst, other people who striving to do what you want to do. So if this sounds like something you're interested in, join, click the link below, and I'll see you inside ZENSFXHUB. Peace.
Trading forex, would never need no record deal. Making my own investment, market printing me money.
Peace guys, welcome back to ZENSFXHUB where fundamentals is simplified. And today we're going to be talking about what it takes to be a swing trader. Now I wrote 6 things down here so that I won't forget anything. But before I get into what's on this board, I would like to say the first thing you need to do is figure out your personality type, right? Are you more risky? Do you like the adrenaline that you get when you're on the 1 minute or the 5-minute chart, right? Do you like only holding your trades for an hour or two, right? Or are you the type of person to say, you know what, I'm very patient, I like the slow and steady, right? If you like the slow and steady, then you're going to be great for a swinger or a position trader, okay? Because you are able to deal with waiting a day or two or weeks or months for, your trade to take profit. You know what I'm saying, like that? So figure out what kind of person you are, and that will let you know whether you will be successful as a swing trader, okay? So let's get right into it. The first thing you need to do to be a swing trader is you need to have patience, right? And the reason why you need to have patience is because there are going to be times where, you're seeing people around you, whether you're part of a community, a Discord, or whether you're following people on social media, trading with your friends, you're going to see people, right, posting their profits, posting their, trading view, like, yeah, I just got in on a buy on EU, or I just got in on a sell on GU, whatever the case may be, right? And you're sitting back waiting for the market to come to you. That's gonna, maybe mess with you a little bit mentally because you feel like you're not doing nothing as a trader. But as swingers, it's super important to wait for your setup. You're going to have no choice but to wait for your setup. And I'm here to let you know right now, there are times where you may have to wait days, maybe a week or two, just for the market to come to the level that, you're waiting to get in for that buy or for that sell. And you have to be comfortable with that. And another thing you need to have patience about is when you do get in for your trade, holding it to take profit. So this is the reason why, you need to know what you're risking or how much you're losing for your trade, because you need to feel comfortable when you press buy and you press sell. You need to be comfortable walking away from, your MetaTrader or your Trade Locker account. Go about your business, do your daily life, knowing that, okay, this trade is either going to hit take profit or it's going to hit my stop loss. If you're over leveraging, if you're risking too much, then you're not going to be able to sleep at night because you're going to be constantly checking your phone, trying to see, is it close to hit my stop loss? Am I in drawdown? Is it going to hit my? So make sure okay, this is how much I'm going to lose, so that you can feel comfortable and walk away from your trade once you enter. All right. So get used to waiting for your setups. Get used to waiting for your take profit. Sometimes it may take you a week or two or maybe a month. The longest I've ever held a trade was for like a month and some change, right? And I waited. And it actually hit take profit, and I felt so accomplished after that. That right there showed me I could do this shit, okay? And another thing, right, that I want to mention before I go on to number 2 is when you are in the process of of waiting for the market to come to where you're trying to enter, this is where, especially if you're on my channel, this means that you want to be good at fundamentals. This is where you looking up the fundamentals, staying up to date with the pairs that you trade, whether you're trading the US, the Euro, Canada, Japan. This is when you're reading articles, you're watching news releases and speeches and stuff like that. That's where these type of things come into play, because even though you may not be on the charts, you're doing the work outside the charts that's going to allow you to be successful in the charts. So make sure you keep up with the fundamentals during this time as you're waiting for your trade to come to you, or you're waiting for your trade to take profit. Read books, watch podcasts, do other things that's going to sharpen your knife as a trader, so that when the market does end up hitting your alert on TradingView and it say, hey, enter this or enter that, whatever, you'll be like, number one, you'll be prepared, you'll be more confident. And then, you wasn't just sitting there watching your phone every single day, waiting for the market tick by tick to come to where you're trying to enter, okay? So you gotta have patience, and just know that it is going to be an emotional roller coaster, but that's okay. The more you do it, the better you'll get at it. Number two, stick to the higher time frames, please. If you are a swinger, if you are a position trader, there's no reason why you should be on the 15-minute. I'm sorry. It just doesn't make any sense to me, right? I know there's probably some swingers out there who enter on the 15 or the 45-minute or the 30-minute. It just doesn't make sense, right? Because as a swinger, as a position trader, you are looking at structure on the higher time frames, meaning the lowest I would go to enter a trade is the 2-hour or the 4-hour. Whenever it comes to me looking at structure, whether I'm trying to figure out if I'm in the uptrend, if I'm in consolidation, or if I'm in the downtrend, I stick to the daily and the weekly. Now, there are times where I will go on the monthly time frame, right? Because I would like to see how that monthly candle closed for that month, right? And then there are times where I will go on a 3-month. And the reason why I do that is because, like I told you guys in one of my fundamental videos, there are 4 quarters in 1 year. Every 3 months is 1 quarter. So at the end of at the end of the 3rd month, which is the end of the quarter, I like to see how did my pair perform that quarter. So during the 1st quarter, did it perform bullish? Was it bearish? Did it consolidate? Okay, 2nd quarter, did it do this? Did it do that? 3rd quarter, do it do this? Do that? You know what I'm trying to say? So that's when I would go on the 3-month time frame, just to see how my trade started the quarter to where it ended the quarter, okay? But when it comes to finding what trend we're in, the daily and the weekly, that's it. If you go anything under, it just doesn't make no sense. Now, if you are, you got to do what's best for you. At the end of the day, I'm giving you the way I trade, the way I found success as a swing trader, okay? And I don't go below the 2-hour. I don't look at the 1 hour. I don't look at the 15. I don't do none of that. I enter on the 2 or the 4, find structure on the daily and the weekly, and I look at the monthly and the 3-month to figure out what are we doing as a macro, okay? So get used to sticking on the higher time frames, all right? Number 3. And this is probably going to bother a lot of people, but I'm gonna be honest, be comfortable with having a wide stop loss, right? There are times where you will have a 50 pip stop loss, a 40 pip stop loss, maybe 150 pip stop loss. There was a time where I had a 200 pip stop loss, and I know some people are like, God damn, 200 pips. Okay, 200 pips may seem like a lot, right? But when you transfer that 200 pips to a dollar amount, it all depends on your lot size. If you're over leveraging and you're over risking your account, yes, a 200 pip stop loss is going to be huge. But if you have the right risk management, if you know that the amount of money that you're risking on that trade, if you're comfortable with that, if you're not putting your account at risk of losing it and blowing it, then the 200 pip stop loss is not going to be that much to you. It's only stop losses become a problem for people who are over leveraging and over risking their accounts. Point blank. Period. If you have a $200 account and you want to use a dollar lot size, 200 pips is gonna you're gonna blow your account, you know what I'm saying? But if you go in there, you got a 200 account, your stop loss is 200 pips, but you're using a 0.03, and you're only risking 30 cents. You know what I'm saying? That's when, you know, having a wide stop loss becomes an issue. So as a swinger, as a position trader, there are gonna be times where you're gonna have to have 100 pip stop loss. There may be times where you're only gonna have to have a 50, a 75 pip stop loss. Every single trade is different. Okay, so just keep that in mind and just know that it's gonna happen. All right, so moving forward, number 4, right? Find pairs that have good trends. The only way this is going to work is if you got pairs that when it goes on an uptrend, it's on an uptrend. When it's on a downtrend, it's going on a downtrend. Yes, there are going to be times where you are in consolidation. That's with any pair, okay? And that's okay. But once that pair come out of consolidation and it's up or it's going down, that's when you get to ride the wave. And that's the most beautiful thing about swinging, right? Because you just find whether it's going up, you find whether it's going down, you mark your levels up, you wait for the market to come to that, and you just get in and you just hold. Like, you don't have to go through the daily stress of looking at the charts every single day and just feeling your heart beating fast because you're like, oh my God, like, is it gonna, like, what is it? No, you just get in and you hold. You go to the gym, you spend time with your girl, you go out with your family, you just chill, you just relax. You know how much you're risking, you know how much you're gonna lose. So even if it does hit your stop loss, you're okay with that, right? But you know, if you're following ZENSFXHUB, if you're on ZENSFXHUB, you're gonna win more than you lose. I guarantee you that. So find pairs that have good trends, and some examples is EU, CJ, EJ. And I'm naming the pairs that I trade because obviously I'm a swinger, so of course I gotta have pairs that, you know. But CJ, I'm telling you right now, CJ is like one of CJ. I love CJ. And then when I say, I'm talking about CAD JPY. Okay, so these pairs really have good swings. When EU is trending. One thing about EU is it will consolidate, and when it consolidates like a motherfucker. I'm not even gonna lie to you. But when it's trending, oh man, EU is fucking beautiful when it's trending. I promise you. You go ahead and go back. Look at EU in 2022. Look at EU in 2021, and look at that beautiful ass trend that you could have gotten at the top of the year and took profit at the end of the year. I'm talking about holding it for a whole entire year. EU is one of those ones, okay? Number 5, know when to scale in and when to scale out. This is why going back to number 2, sticking to the higher time frames is important because when you look at structure on the higher time frames, it will actually let you know when to scale in. Now, when you look at structure on a lower time frame as a swinger, you may be looking at things that's not really there, right? So, for example, I don't know if you guys will be able to see it, but I'm gonna try to write it out anyway, right? So, you may have, right? You may have on a lower time frame, right? Let's say we're in an uptrend, okay? Say we're in an uptrend, and you may have on a lower time frame. You may see this right on a lower time frame, okay? But on the higher time frame, let's say like a daily or a weekly, you may just have consolidation, right? So if you look on a 2-hour time frame, on the smaller time frames, you're like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get in for a buy here. You get in for a buy here, but the market on the higher time frames is it's in consolidation, so that means you have more of a chance of getting your stop loss hit because the market is not really on an uptrend. It looks like it is on a lower time frame, but it's really not on a higher time frame. So you have to be mindful of when to scale in and scale out. That's why when I scale in and scale out, I like to look at what structure is doing on the higher time frames, and then I will go on the lower time frames to find an entry. Okay, so please keep that in mind. All right, now the last thing, and this one is super important, you have to know how to you gotta get yourself comfortable with dealing with drawdown, right? Because swinging is going to take you on an emotional roller coaster with drawdown, right? Because you're gonna get in for a trade, right? And there'll be moments, right? You'll get in, everything is perfectly fine, you're up. I'm up $200, I'm up 200 pips, right? And then the next day or 2 days later, you just go check, and then now you're down 150. And then next week when the market opens back up, now you up 600. And then 2 days, 3 days after that, then you're down 300. So it's just going to take you on an emotional roller coaster. I promise you, I deal with this myself, right? I deal with it myself, and then you be looking like, damn, should I just close my trade? Like, shit, I was just up 600. Now I'm up 300. Like, I don't want to. And then, you know, you could. And again, there's nothing wrong with, I don't ever want you to feel like there's anything wrong with taking money, taking profit. It's nothing wrong with it, right? You can use that money to buy food, pay a bill, take your moms to a nice beautiful dinner. You can use that money. Don't ever feel bad for taking money away from the markets, because that's the whole point on why we're trading, to be able to take money from the markets and live our best life, right? But if you really want to get yourself to the point where you're able to start making those $2,000 or $3,000 swing trades, you're going to have to get comfortable with one day you being up 300, then the next day you being down 4, but then the following day you might be up 5. You know what I'm saying? You got to get comfortable with dealing with that, okay? So just to run everything back up, summarize it all. Number 1, be patient. Number 2, stick to the higher time frames. Number 3, be comfortable with having a wide stop loss. Number 4, find pairs that actually have trending opportunities for you and not just in consolidation all the time. Number 5, knowing when to scale in and out, using the higher time frames to let you know when to scale in and out. And then number 6, dealing with drawdown, okay? I trust this video helps you. I trust it serves you well. And if you like videos like this, please subscribe and join my free Discord, where you'll get market breakdowns, fundamental breakdowns, just a community of fundamental swing traders who just vibing out with Zen, okay? So I see you guys in the next video. Peace.